big win. Obviously, you want to get that that taste of losing out of the mouth. So obviously, coming back home to get a win like this.
Yeah, we at 30 was hanging in the dugout for longer than I'd like to see it. So, but that's why we hang it there, because that's the most important game, is trying to get that 30th win. And so I'm looking forward to seeing a 31 in the dugout Thursday night. And you just never know. Baseball's a crazy game. So we had a bad stretch there, and we had bad momentum, and now you hope we get good momentum. But throw Florida State's record out the window. I mean, it's a brand new coaching staff. They've gone through a lot of adversity this year. It's good players, and they're going to play. You're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to play really good baseball. So we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we need to play in all three areas, and we did that tonight. We weren't a few too many walks, but for the most part we pitched. I don't think we made an error, and we got double-digit hits and double-digit runs. So one of our better games here of late.
You mentioned last week the guys continue to fight and they continue to grind. Did you still feel that over the weekend? And obviously tonight was much better effort, much better outcome. But did you feel the fight that they kept with?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Clemson. We have a 1-run game on Saturday. I think we lose a 2-run game. We had the lead in one of the games. We had the score tied in one of the games, and we just, we couldn't catch a break. And you don't have your best players when Peyton wasn't playing. There are times, man, I wish I had his at bat to come up there. And Virginia was similar. You just, you're playing a really good team, ACC top 20 opponent, and they're healthier, they're better, and they're not giving you anything. That's what the good teams do. They just don't give you any life. And the last two ACC weekends, man, they gave us nothing. We had to earn it, and we just couldn't do enough. We couldn't do enough, and the kids were trying, and it was just hard when Peyton didn't play at Clemson and Napchick couldn't play Sunday, and these guys are playing, man. They're even bruised and battered. They're competing. So I love them for that, and I'd like to see them get rewarded for it here.
You'd kind of bemoan the hitters over the last couple of weeks because of their 2-strike approaches, and then they come out tonight, only strike out 5 times and draw a season high in walks. What did you think of not only their overall approach to play, but their overall mindset when it came to the offense?
Mindset's a good word, because it's not their talent. Sometimes you need a little adjustment. You can get off tilt, with starting late, getting your hand, dropping your hands, foot down late, little things that you can make adjustments. But it's been the mind, man. We've been trying to address the minds and just compete. And it's amazing. That's why I thought Benson's ball was so big. When you see one go over the fence like that, you see a 3-run homer, it just seems like it's been a long time since we've had one of those big hits. Offensively, hopefully we're clicking. Like I said, it's a game of momentum, and a couple bad hitters, and it starts to pull others down, and you got 6-7 guys not swinging it well. But it goes the other way too. You get 2 or 3 guys hot, and it takes some pressure off the other guys, and they get going. And I felt like that at Virginia this weekend. I thought their first 5 or 6 hitters were as good as we've seen. No knock on their bottom 3 hitters, but they just didn't have great stats. They didn't have great numbers. But if you didn't see their stats and you just watched them play, you'd go, holy cow. Because they just played with freedom, and when you're playing with guys that are locked in, it takes pressure off of everybody. And that's been us for years. Like our 7, 8, and 9s have been such good hitters for us, because our 1 through 6 was so scary, and because of the DL and just not having a consistent lineup with healthy guys in it. It's just we've been piecing it together, and it showed the last few weeks.
I was say that you're not ever one to make excuses, but like a year like last year when you don't have a whole lot of injuries, it's totally opposite this year. How much of it has been because you've had you can't find a lineup because you're having to replace guys all the time?
Well, it's I bragged early about our depth, and last year we lost Napchick for like 3 weeks, and we had Smith and Anderson, 2 freshmen that kind of pieced it together and kept us afloat, where we were good enough to win the league and host a regional. This year it was bizarre because my depth got hurt. My 2 young catchers got hurt. So then when Peyton pulls a hamstring, you're like, okay, I don't don't really have another catcher. So, 4 of the last 7 ACC games, I caught our first baseman. I mean, it's just, and when you tally up the free bases that we gave at Clemson, we spend so much time stealing bases, ball in the dirt, bunting a guy over. I mean, but at Clemson, they were just free. And it wasn't McCoy's fault. I mean, he's a first baseman catching in an ACC road trip. So we probably gave about 3 or 4 bases per game, and it's why we come up on the losing end, So Virginia was a real eye-opener because we don't make excuses, but we played a team 3 days in a row that looked healthy, looked strong, and like I told their coaches, their first 5 or 6 guys, wow. And our 5 or 6 guys are playing battered. Their 2 USA guys look like $1 million. My two USA guys are gimping around. They're superstars, but one's playing with a bum shoulder and one's dealing with the hamstring in the hand, and I love them for it. I love their toughness, but it was just one of those eye-opening moments after the Virginia series where you're like, man. But nobody feels sorry for us. No way. Not in the ACC. Not when you win 5 ACC championships in 7 years. So I'm not saying they're glad or they're happy when they're enjoying it, but I keep trying to tell our kids, nobody feels sorry for Louisville baseball. So let's not exhaust a lot of energy there. Let's just keep fighting. Let's show our toughness, and let's see if we can get on a streak here.
Speaking of Knapczyk, what is his status for the FSU series?
Yeah, he's optimistic. I mean, if this was a regional game tonight, he's probably playing. But it's like, hey, we got 2 of the 3 games out of him in Virginia, and it was probably 1.5, but he didn't say anything. So let's try to get him ready for Thursday night, and let's see where he's at.
What do you want the mindset to be? What has to be? Because obviously the whole weekend matters, but Thursday matters first.
Yeah, just be where your feet are. Let's try to get a lead. We can come from behind, but it's been a tough month. Play with joy, man. Play with joy. Don't take these games for granted. There's no, I wish this would have happened, or woe is me. And it's life, man. We've been in the storm. Storms are part of life. I keep telling these guys, man, we're preparing you for the real world. So things don't always go your way, but we're still breathing and we're alive. So, man, you better enjoy that opportunity and come out here and hopefully play with just some freedom and looseness. And, as I said with Sean on the radio, hey, I'm sorry we're not hosting a regional this year. There's 300 Division I teams and only 16 get to host, but we've hosted a lot. So this is our regional. This is it. You want to come support Louisville baseball? This is your chance. And many fans have done it all spring, but I'm sure there's some that haven't. So come on out. Let's make this a regional atmosphere, and let's enjoy Jim Patterson Stadium playing one of the storied programs in college baseball.